What is going on, guys? Bengal again here, coming back at you with another video. Huge trade tonight as Matthew Stafford is headed from the Detroit Lions to the LA Rams in a monster trade package that includes 2 future first-round picks and Jared Goofball. Now, if you didn't think Jared Goff was bad before, the Rams just traded 2 first-round picks to get rid of him. That's basically what that was. Swap for Matt Stafford with Jared Goff, and they added 2 first-round picks to get it. So the full details of this trade are as follows. Matthew Stafford to the Rams for 2 first-rounders and a 3rd-rounder along with Jared Goff. So Goff goes from playing high school football in California, growing up in California, going to Cal, playing for the LA Rams, and have fun in Detroit. That's good for Jared Goff, man. Best wishes to him. Matthew Stafford immediately makes the Rams a true contender because, yeah, they were a good team. I think they had about 10 wins this year. We're a playoff team in the NFC West, which is a highly competitive division. Beat the Seahawks with a backup quarterback in John Wolford, and now they have a top 10 potential quarterback being added in Matthew Stafford. He has weapons in LA as well. The offensive line's not terrible, not amazing, but certainly better than average, certainly better than what he had in Detroit. And the weapons, I think, are comparable. Cooper Kupp's really good. Robert Woods is really good. Yeah, you don't have Brandon Cooks anymore. I think Josh Reynolds is a free agent. Even Gerald Everett's a free agent. But Tyler Higbee's a pretty good tight end. There are some pretty good players on that Los Angeles Rams offense. Not to mention what they have on the defensive side of the ball in Aaron Donald, best defensive player in the league, in my opinion. And Jalen Ramsey, arguably the best cornerback in the NFL. You could go a number of different ways. His versatility is amazing. He's top 3 any way you roll the dice. And if you're banking on Matthew Stafford being really good, which he has shown that he can be, well, these 2 first-rounders are not even going to matter. I know the Rams haven't had a first-round pick since whenever, 2 years at this point, because they didn't have one last year. They're not going to have one this year. They're not going to have one in 2022 or 2023. If those are the first-round picks, which I believe they are, it doesn't matter because those first-round picks are going to be at the very end of the first round anyway. And if you can get elite quarterback play, which is what you think you can have in Matthew Stafford, this is a no-brainer. And people were tweeting this to me, and they said, hey, Matthew Stafford, he's a 30-something-year-old quarterback. What's the point of trading for him? But then I came back with Matthew Stafford and Russell Wilson are the exact same age. They're both 32 years old. And if this was a trade for Russell Wilson, no one bats an eye. And yeah, Russell Wilson is a top-end quarterback, MVP caliber player, despite never getting a vote for MVP. But Matthew Stafford has been in a much worse situation with a terrible franchise. Let's be honest, the Lions have not been competitive in a long time. Yeah, they had a season or two where they had like 9 wins, I think close to 10 under Jim Caldwell. But the Lions, historically, over the past 60, 70 years have not been competitive whatsoever. And that's been especially true over the past 2 decades in the 21st century. Stafford's a really good player. I think the Rams did well here. You get rid of Jared Goff, who was clearly not a franchise guy at all, despite you trading a ton to get him initially, moving into that number 1 overall pick situation. I like this trade for the Rams. I do. I don't think those first-round picks are going to be too impactful. They're far down the line. And you get a potential elite-level quarterback soon. My friend Swami broke down the details in terms of what it means for the salary cap. So the Rams go from about $35 million in commitment to Goff to $42 million in commitment to Stafford. That's adding in the dead cap. So it is about $10 million more expensive. Not quite, but about that. And then Stafford's $20 million cap hit in 2021. The Lions go from $33 million with Stafford up to $47 million with Goff, plus 2 firsts, plus a 3rd, and then $19 million in dead cap with Stafford, and then the added $28 million for Jared Goff. Now, in my opinion, this is not a very good trade for the Lions. You get 2 first-round picks down the line, sure. There is value with that. And you do get Jared Goff, who, in my opinion, is just a bridge quarterback. It seems like the Lions won't be drafting a quarterback top 10 now. But I don't know, man. I feel like the Lions really haven't done too well here. I think, yeah, you see 2 first-round picks, you go, wow, what value? You're looking a little bit further down the line to picks that might not even be incredibly valuable. And now if you see what football team was in the mix, the Rams screwed the bad contract, according to Josina Anderson, with Jared Goff, and the Lions helped them and don't even get a good pick this year. Apparently, the Washington offer was better, according to a league source. And you have to wonder if the Washington offer included pick number 19. I think they're picking number 19 in the draft with their first-round pick. So the Lions, I guess, are extremely committed to a long-term rebuild here. I'm just not sure that they did well in this trade. I know 2 first-round picks seems great when you just hear that. But then you see where those picks might actually be. I mean, the Rams are going to be real contenders, I believe, in the NFC with the addition of Matthew Stafford. I think they're going to be real good. I'm not sure what the Lions' future hold, because I don't think that Jared Goff is any special type of quarterback. And those 2 first-round picks, like, it's an extra added player in the top 32. So that's always going to be valuable. So maybe in 3 or 4 years, you might see the Lions be somewhat competitive. But I don't know, man. I just feel like the Lions overall have not done all that well here. That might be an unpopular opinion. But they're really, I don't think, in a great position. Let me know what you think down in the comments section below. I'd be happy to hear. According to Ian Rappaport, the Lions had more than 6 offers, including a few worth more than a first-round pick. But Detroit taking on the Rams quarterback Jared Goff cost LA more. Massive contract. I can understand wanting to unload that and get rid of it. So it ends up as 2 future first-rounders and more thanks to Goff's contract. It was a really, really bad contract at the time. It looks even worse now. It looks even worse that the Rams traded all the way up to get Jared Goff at number 1. Like, I can understand, like, moving up for what you think can be your franchise guy. This was just not it for the Rams. I don't think Jared Goff was this crazy quarterback prospect. It was an interesting class. You had Jared Goff, who is maybe a higher floor, low ceiling type player, versus a guy like Carson Wentz that you thought maybe you could mold into this great QB. And he had a year or 2 where he was really solid, and then his play is tapered off, and he's not even the starter anymore in Philadelphia. So I'm not sure, like, how that quarterback class is going to look in maybe 5 years' time. But right now, it's not looking like anything special with those top 2 quarterbacks selected, especially what it cost to take Jared Goff by moving up into that number 1 spot. I don't love this trade for the Lions. I think it's a good overall move for the Rams. You have to work around that salary cap, and this is, putting yourself in a position to do that next season once the dead cap goes away. 2 first-round picks really shouldn't matter that much. They really shouldn't. And if you think you can get your franchise quarterback in Matthew Stafford, I am all for the trade. I would say good job by the Rams. Maybe not so good by the Lions. It's tough to say what the other offers were, but apparently there were other better offers out there. The Lions, I think, are trying to big brain themselves and just outthink themselves by making these 200 IQ type plays. Oh, well, those first round picks, we don't need them now. We'll just get 2 for the future. And then in 2022, 2023, we'll have 2 first round picks and then 2 first round picks. I think they're just trying to outplay the system instead of maybe taking the best offer available. So if I had to grade this out for the Rams, I'd give it at least a B+, probably close to an A, maybe an A-, something in that range, because there is Matt Stafford's 32, but Drew Brees in his 30s with the Saints turned himself into a Hall of Famer. He had his best career years in his 30s. It's quarterback. It's not like it's wide receiver or running back. You are a corner. You can have your best seasons into your 30s. And I think now in a better situation to succeed, Matthew Stafford could really do that with the Rams. I like this trade a lot for the Rams. For the Lions, maybe a C. You didn't really have a lot of leverage. You have a bridge quarterback who's in maybe the 13 to 20 range for quarterbacks in the NFL. Like, he's not terrible, but he's also stupid. Like, there's always talks about Sean McVay just telling Jared Goff what the defense is pre-snap, and he really isn't a guy who is adept at going through progressions and improvising once the initial read isn't there. I don't think Jared Goff's this great quarterback. I don't think he's going to be especially good in Detroit. Maybe, who knows? We'll have to see. Not sure what the weapons are going to be, but with Kenny Golladay, Marvin Jones both being free agents, now not returning to their quarterback that they've known, which is maybe the biggest selling point to bring them back, I think you can probably say Golladay gone, Marvin Jones gone, Romeo Okwara, I believe, is a free agent on the other side of the ball. You might be losing your top free agents who don't believe in the team to get big money elsewhere. So the Lions, right back down to the bottom of the division if they weren't there already, and I think they're probably going to stay there for the next couple years minimum. Have to see what happens, of course. The league's highly competitive every year. I'm sure the Lions are going to be able to do their best to compete. I'm not sure what you say about this. I don't really like the move for the Lions, but they had mutually agreed to move on with Stafford and the Lions. So best of luck to Detroit in the future. Hope they land on their picks. Kind of surprised they couldn't get a first rounder this year or didn't take one this year. But I will see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.
Insane, I hit it at the park, bend bones. See me high step to the end zone. My life like a game, Nintendo. Playing with the best, let them know. Get off the track, the train's coming through. Yeah, promise you get in my way, then you best believe I'ma just run over you. Yeah, yeah. I'ma turn taking it back to the house. Defensive joke, I'm laughing so loud. Speedbird's good.